once you get to that point that you start trying to compare yourself to these standards, it drives you bonkers, because there is always some way that you feel you're not going to match up. But I think just the general concept of having a healthy body, really also a healthy mind, it just comes with changing your mind, changing your mentality, changing your mindset. That's the key to it. Because once you change the way that you look at things, the way that you approach life, then that's really, I think, when you can start making changes for the better. So instead of thinking, for instance, that you're never going to have a flat stomach, or you're never going to have muscular looking arms, or a thigh gap, or whatever, just be grateful for the body that you have. Because sometimes when it helps me to think of people out there that say are either born with certain conditions that prevent them from using parts of their body, or people that have been in some kind of situation that caused them to lose the ability to use their body. So like, say, people that end up in wheelchairs, or maybe people who have been wheelchair bound all their life, and they're working with what they've got. And the least you can do, especially not just for your legs or your arms, just really any part of your body that works, you should just be grateful for that, because it enables you to do so many things. I mean, we look at, say, chimpanzees and those kind of animals as very intelligent for what they are, because they're able to do so many amazing things, because they're able to grab things and build things, and they're using what they've got. So shouldn't we be doing the same? And I think that's really where it comes down into. And another thing, societal standards have not always been the same. I mean, when you think about it, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, like, say, in certain parts of Europe, the king and queen, royal wealthy people were bigger people. So that was like the standard. Ancient art would show the ideal woman as a very kind of portly looking woman. I remember seeing a sculpture, I can't remember what it's called, but I remember seeing a picture of such a sculpture, and that was basically like the ideal hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Maybe it was thousands. But the point is, you see how standards change. Instead of that kind of figure, now today's supposed accepted standard is a really thin person. And similarly, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, I remember this was a really interesting fact. One of the queens in England, she allegedly, I would say allegedly because I haven't done personal research into it, I like to be credible about my sources, but from what I've heard at least, a queen, I believe it was Queen Victoria, maybe it was Queen Elizabeth, well, one of those queens, she ate a lot of sugar, so she got black teeth, and people actually admired that. People wanted to have black teeth because that was what the queen had. So they would go as far, especially if it was like poor people, they would go as far as to like make their teeth black, like maybe like paint them black. And yet nowadays, our ideal is shiny white teeth. In today's world, black teeth would be disgusting, right? Whereas in those days, white teeth would probably be like meh, So standards change over time, and if you try to adhere to those standards, I think you're only really going to disappoint yourself every time, because they don't stay constant. They change with the times. But the one thing that you can listen to and that you can really adhere to, at least consistently, is your own intuition, your own body. So yeah, a healthy body starts with the mindset, not morality. You ditch the morality, you keep your sanity. Well, at least for the most part. So that wraps it up for now, and till next time, Talky Hands out.